Matty, and today I will give you all my review on the Black Ops 7 beta. Now, I do just want to say before we get into anything, these are my opinions and my personal opinions alone, and not everyone is going to agree with them, and I completely understand that. So, with that all being said, let's get straight into the review. Let's dive into the notes I took. See what I did there? Section like, like Black Ops 2. Okay, I'm just gonna stop. Anyway, the first thing I wrote down: no automatic tac sprint. Gone are the days of the sweaty little TikTok YY kids brewing in your mother's basement, because they have removed tac sprinting from Call of Duty. Thank the fucking Lord. Hallelujah. It was long overdue. Long overdue. But fear not, you sweaty little TikTok nerds, because Activision decided to favor you. They did not fully remove the tac sprint. It is now in the eyes of a perk. And you can only tac sprint with said perk, but I'm normal and I went with Scavenger because who likes tac sprinting in Call of Duty? Let's be honest with ourselves here. So I'll give Activision the benefit of the doubt there. They kind of removed it, they kind of didn't. Both parties are happy. It's whatever. The next thing I have written down here are the gun designs are kind of just meh at best. And for example, I'll use the Peacekeeper from now Black Ops 7 and the Peacekeeper from Black Ops 2. I like the design more of the Peacekeeper from BO2 personally, so yeah, that pretty much goes for all the weapons here. And but the gunplay was really fucking solid. I will admit, it was really good what they did with the gunplay. And this kind of goes into the wall running aspect, which is kind of just bouncing off the walls. Really, if we're gonna be honest with ourselves, it's not true to form wall running. It's flawless. It's smooth. It doesn't interrupt gameplay. So I mean, I have no issues with it. On the topic of how things look, operators. I think the operators are as bland as they ever could have been this year. I don't like the Vault Edition operators. I don't like the beta operators. I don't like the way they look, the way they sound, anything. But I am generous enough to at least make a tier list of the ones I liked, so I will put that on screen. But looking towards a more brighter thing, Activision finally rubbed together enough brain cells to go on Twitter, because in the beta there was a no skill-based matchmaking mode in the form of open mosh pit, which is the only mode I played during the beta, because besides the tac sprint, SBMM is another key contender on why they ruined Call of Duty. And so to see they have a dedicated mode to no SBMM, I was very happy, boy. So you get one gold star for that, Activision. And getting down to my last few notes about multiplayer balancing, I noticed, I want to say just like three balancing issues when it came to the beta. Like I brought up earlier, the Peacemaker. I didn't really like how that was designed, but I liked the gunplay. Yeah, that gun was the most overpowered weapon in the entire beta. The Peacemaker. Yeah, very ironic, I know, but a few other things that just weren't really balanced were the dog. You know, the one where you saw the guy patting his little head in the trailer? Yeah, that. The thing will stalk you across a map and then blast you with a minigun in like 3 seconds. It has happened to me in games before. I was terrified. Please nerf the dog 2025. Anyway, the Peacemaker, the dog, and snipers. I love just watching people sniping Call of Duty because God knows I suck at it. But It's not very pleasant to get turned into a pancake, like flipped onto your back by a sniper out of seemingly nowhere. Activision. This isn't really a gripe of mine, but fix the damn snipers. I don't want to turn into a pancake. But from what I understand, the entire beta was fairly well balanced besides those three key things. And yeah, the Activision was surprisingly quick to patch like any bug or inconvenience that were in the first 2 days of beta, the closed beta, for the suckers who pre-ordered. And I say that with my full chest because going into my multiplayer review, I think I said this on stream. I don't remember exactly what I said. That was 3 days ago at this point. Do I think this is like the most revolutionary Call of Duty on Earth? Not by a fucking long shot. Is it better than Black Ops 6? Just comparing BO7 to BO6. Yes. Would I find myself playing this casually if I ever bought the game? Yeah, I mean, I would say so. Otherwise, multiplayer, it's just okay. It's here, it exists. And with all that being said, let's go ahead and transition over to zombies. Hey, look at that, I'm second on the leaderboard. Zombies. Poor, poor zombies. They have not done you any justice since Cold War. Until today. Kind of. Going into my first thing I wrote down about zombies. This iteration of zombies, compared to the rest, is actually kind of difficult. Even with the inclusions of like the loadouts that we could have, the guns we could customize 24/7, healing aura, energy mine, the various ammo mods, all that. Like the things that have been plaguing zombies and making it feel way too easy, like not as what it should have been really over the past few years. No, I don't know what it is. Even though BO7 zombies is like almost a carbon copy of BO6 zombies, it is actually stressful to high round because on the beta we only had the one survival map. And yeah, it should be in the name right there, survival map. But no, even with that, and with how big it kind of even is for a survival map, it was very stressful to high round on. Which brings me to my next point, balancing. Yes, I did just give this game praise for being hard, but balancing in zombies is a little all over the place. Because to begin, we have gobblegums. We all love gobblegums and whatnot. Black Ops 3 peak. But in Black Ops 7's beta, they were quite literally the definition of a free fucking cheat code. Because, of course, we had the return of, like, Perkaholic. That's been a thing in BO3. We have Wunderbar from, like, Black Ops 6. I don't remember if it was in BO3. I don't think I ever got enough Wunderbars to ever pay attention if they were in BO3 or not. But like those were already a thing. I'm not mad about those. The one gobblegum, I think it was called credit card. They gave you 30,000 essence on the dot. Like you could pop this anytime and just boom. That that is a cheat code. I do not want to see that I do not want to see that gobblegum at launch. But that's really just my main point. The gobblegums, they need to be toned down just a little bit. Bears. I love the bears. They terrified the shit out of me on stream. But when you get to rounds like 41 and like the mid 30s to 40s, there are way too fucking many that spawn. Like for example, my highest round on Van Dorn Farm, which was the survival map, was 42. And at 41, I counted 5 bears spawn. Keep in mind, I only played with like 2 people or 4 people. And having 5 bears on the map at once, oh my lord, that just made things so stressful. And don't get me wrong, I love that it's stressful. I love that it's challenging. Zombies hasn't done that for me in a long time. But I'd say at least change like the spawn rate of bears from like 5 on the map at once to like you kill one, another one instantly comes in kind of thing. You picking up what I'm putting down? Good, because we're moving on. And then 2 things I genuinely didn't like. One's a rumor, so I can't specifically blame this on the beta. But the first thing that kind of ties to the beta was, even though you loaded into zombies, the zombie characters, like the premise slash Ultimus crew from a different timelines, I have problems with that as it is. Weaver, Great. None of those characters were available to play in this beta. And I'm not gonna lie, I like it. I want to blast zombies as my boy Richtofen, but Activision stole that from us. Now, on to the rumor. The rumor being that at launch, you will have to do the main zombies Easter egg in order to unlock classic mode. Literally classic zombies. The whole thing they've been advertising for BO7 zombies is classic modes coming back, yada yada yada. And when I say they advertise it, I mean, the leakers who quite literally dig into the game files have been advertising it that way. So if it turns out to be true, I'm most definitely crying myself to sleep. Anyways, on to the next thing. Now, I'm not 100% sure about this, but I did hear that these were the same pack of punch camos that were on Mob of the Dead. Now, keep in mind, I have not played Mob in a while, and I'm probably not going to because of the recent upcharge in Game Pass prices. But the guy I'm playing with in this footage, Mr. Sharkbait Intel, he did tell me that they are very similar to the Mob camos, but just slightly watered down. So I'll take his word for now until I do some extended research. Please, for the love of God, Microsoft, lower those prices. Anywho, I did forget to mention at round 35, I think it was, I couldn't get the exact round correct. The Doppelgast does return, and he is way more chill than he was in BO6. Because in BO6, those things were menaces. So the fact that he was just a chill little guy in this little beta, I appreciate that. I really do. So, overall, did I really enjoy zombies? Yes, I really enjoyed zombies. Really enjoyed it. I do like how the mystery box on the survival map was the one from Origins. So, they got my little nerd juices flowing. And, I do like Wisp Tea, the new perk. Just get a little goober munching on the zombies. It fights along with you. I don't really know how to describe it other than Flying Skull, go num num. Take that as you will. Anyway, I give zombies a strong, I want to say 7.5 out of 10 this year. Like multiplayer, if I ever do acquire this game, I would definitely go back and find myself playing this casually. So, what do I give BO7 overall? I give it at least a 5 out of 10. It is not revolutionary. It is not the best Call of Duty on this planet. If anything, it is like the most generic Call of Duty on the planet. So, Do I think this game has hope is the true question. No, because I think it's probably going to be the same dance from BO6. The beta is amazing because I loved the BO6 beta. I did. Then the game came out. We're 6 seasons in at the point of actually editing this video, and it is absurdly bad. So do I hope this game has any hope? I do. I give it a sliver of hope. Do I think the game will surpass BO6? Not at all. Not really. But I will find a way to acquire it for at least some time um, to play the campaign for you guys whenever it does drop. I have no hope for that campaign, so if it comes out and it is bad, I will openly mock it whenever I stream it. And yeah. I thank you guys so much for watching. It's been your favorite boy Matty back with another review, and enjoy your day.